G'day everyone, and welcome back for some more economy-only Space Engineers, where I'm attempting to travel to another station. Got a few little appendages on my ship, which I'm going to explain shortly. The first appendage is the first two appendages are these two seats. That's because I'm using them for inventory. I went back and I ground down my starter thing that I had with my assembler and all that sort of stuff, so that I could carry it with me to the other station. So just in case I end up needing to use that if the other station sells components and I want to remodel one component into another thing, I've got it there. I also have this merge block appendage. That's because I was like, probably should try and take the batteries from unknown signals, like that one just behind me, which I'm definitely not turning around and going back for. I'm just going to keep going. I'll collect some more later. But I was going to collect those batteries and try and make them into a little clump so it could power that assembler. But this is what happened, just as I was about to merge it down. Yep, that's right, it exploded right in my face, because it had been there after I'd saved the game, I think, so that I didn't have the timer, which meant I didn't know that it was about to explode when I was setting it up, which means I just lost more components from that, because I lost the merge block and the control panel. It's not too much to lose, thankfully, but it's still annoying. So basically what you need to do with an unknown signal to take its blocks is similar to what you need to do to remove the status of a grid as a respawn grid. So you need to lock it down to something that changes the grid type or changes the grid to you properly. So in this case, if I'd managed to get that merge block down before the timer ran out and it exploded in my face, I would have been able to connect it to this grid, and this grid being much larger would have taken over that battery and I would have been able to keep it. But no, I was not able to do that, and it exploded in my face. Oh, the temptation of piracy as I go past that business shipment. But no, for once I'm being a good guy. I'm just gonna deal with pirates. Oops, I've gone in the gravity well again. Well, let's hope I don't have to employ a technique that was suggested to me in the comments if I do get into this circumstance again, which was pop out, grind off a couple of the other directions of thrust and add them so that I've got multiple thrusters pointing one way, which I've got to admit, quite clever, and definitely would not have thought of that under the stress of, oh my god, I'm going to crash. Also not entirely convinced I would have been able to do it quickly enough to like avert disaster, but still, cool idea. I don't use the station for braking when I arrive, so I don't have to use so much power to stop myself. Here we go, and bonk. Helps a bit. Still a bit of work to slow down, but that knocked, I think, 50 meters a second off my speed with that bounce. All those dips into the gravity well were annoying power consumers. I think I've arrived with quite a lot less battery than I would have expected to from such a journey. I'm going to need to think of some other options I have for rapid travel. Obviously, jump drives are the way that I would normally think of because that's the regular solution, but there might be some other options I've been thinking of which I may attempt. All right, we're here. So, what does the store sell? It sells ships. Perfect. This gives me an idea of where we're headed. So, whoa, the red cruiser, 370, well, let's just call it 375 million space credits. Okay, got a freighter, which looks to be small grid for 2.65. What's the cheapest? Ion Light Scout, 789,000. Yeah, so that's the cheapest ship I can get, and it is basically what I've got currently. Maybe a few more ion thrusters and a gun. All right. They don't sell much else. It's really just the ships and some clang cola, which I apparently could use to get my health back, which I'm going to test. Let's try. Oh, hey, it does work. Got me 3 more health. Cool. I don't think this place is going to have much else. What sort of contracts you got? Search contracts, repair contract, hauling contract. Hauling. Yeah. I'm going to have to figure out a way to do those hauling contracts. They're all too far away for 100 meters per second. Like, if we have a look at this one, 25 minutes to travel 1,800 kilometers. That's jump drive. But the jump drive is like way, way away. I think there might be some alternatives. I'm going to have to go back to the other station and I'm going to try something I don't normally consider during my survival plays, which is using phantom forces to my advantage. We'll see if I can actually do that. Now I'm just going to quickly explore the rest of this place and make sure I haven't missed anything of interest. But no, I have not. So let's buy those data pads, deposit my money. We've got a bunch of RLSL stations, which I didn't have before, and another Stiv station. So we have 2,400, 3,950, 4,800. No. None of them are nearby. I really need to rename these GPSs. I'll try and name the stations by which planet they're nearby. Whether they're... and that'll have, like, deep space. Alright, so I couldn't buy hydrogen, couldn't buy oxygen, could buy ships. And the ships were quite expensive. So I might come back here if I'm looking for some more materials later, as buying the ships might be a good way to get some wholesale big chunk of stuff. But for now, it is time to return to the UNCM station that I just flew all the way from, which I kind of knew was what was probably going to happen, because I did have a couple of people point out that STIV was almost certainly a ship seller. But it's good information for me to have at this point. And I'm back. Oh, I'm in gravity. Wow, this is really close to the gravity well. In fact, is part of the safe zone in the gravity well? Oh, that is very close. I hadn't appreciated that before. No wonder I kept skimming it. This thing is just barely outside. I'll line myself up off the connector again so that I can easily find my ship again when I need to. I'll just park it here for now. If it turns out there's hydrogen, I'll come back out and lock it down. Turning on my braking thruster would probably help too. We're coming to a halt. Usually good practice. Alright. Let's see. Are you selling hydrogen? And do I have the money for it anyway? Artillery shells, data pads, plushies. No, you're not selling gases. Okay. You are selling superconductors, and they are quite expensive though. The store's updated and it now has hydrogen for sale, so I should go out and hook up the ship so that I can fill it up. The other thing of note is it does have medical components for sale. Unfortunately, I don't have anywhere near enough money to buy enough of those to build a survival kit, but that's going to be something that I should really be shooting towards. Getting that survival kit built so that I have a respawn available to me, because that would be nice for doing some of the defensive contracts, like the escort missions. The other thing I've been made aware of is this little red thing and the discount that's applied. So there might be times, particularly with things like girders, where it might be easy for me to figure out whether buying iron by buying the discounted thing is the cheapest way for me to get hold of that. And I can't remember how much iron is in a girder. Don't have my assembler built, so I don't have any way to figure that out right now. But we'll look into that later. My plan right now is buy that hydrogen and then see if we have any hauling contract. Yes, we do. Okay. 1,784 kilometers. I need more collateral to be able to do it though, because I don't have enough money. So, I'm going to have to do a couple of search contracts first, and then we'll spend a bit of time setting up our craft to be able to go super, super, super fast. Using a cheesy method from years ago that's still in the game. So we will use some cheese and we will attempt to complete some hauling contracts, because 367,000 space credits for a single mission, that's totally worth doing. So I'll pick up how many search contracts? Got 2. Oh, I should probably just smash out all these, shouldn't I? Just in case I need to buy some more components. Are you selling power cells? I just had a thought. Okay, it's nuts. My thought was, rather than having to fly my ship, which has terrible acceleration, if I could account for the cost of a couple of power cells for each one of these search contracts, what I could do is basically set myself up in such a way that I fly over there in just my suit, and then I build a small grid, small battery, and a searchlight, and use the searchlight to scan for the thing, find it that way, deconstruct it, go to the next one. And it would actually make these search contracts much quicker, but it then adds the cost to them. But I think for the time saved, that cost is probably worth it. I probably should have bought the hydrogen before I just connected myself up, but yeah, it's just how it goes. Hydrogen. I tried during the week and I couldn't get it to buy into a bottle, but I can get it to buy into my suit, which is nice to know. Go and buy. There we go. The 2 tanks are now full. I'm ignoring my unknown signals at the moment because I want to try and see if I can get this hauling contract thing done. And I've just accepted all these other ones, and if I go to my unknown signal, I'm going to run out of time. Oh. There we go. At least I've now got enough money to cover the, the collateral. Oh, that was a close shave. Oh, that was a bit risky. There we go, last one. Now I head back to the station. Or do I reckon I can cover 12 Ks in 4 minutes? 3 minutes? Ugh. Seems unlikely. I'm gonna give it a try though. See if I can get that unknown signal. But head back to the station, find the nearest asteroid, because the next thing I want to do is set up this grid to be able to go much, much faster. I need to have a static grid to do that. Well, I made it in range, but the ship's not really coming to a halt. I might have left my accelerator running for a bit too long. I've only got 30 seconds, and I really don't want to lose track of the ship. So I think I will skip that one. It's probably just safest not to lose my ship. I think I should have enough parts for what I need to do. Although, maybe I should check, actually. So what I need... Oh, can't build inside the safe zone. Let's get outside the safe zone. I'll pop myself outside the safe zone, and we're going to head over to one of the nearest asteroids. But before I do that, I want to make sure I've got all the parts I need to pull off what I'm going to attempt. So, what we need is a door. We need some hinges. And also, I've got to check make sure I can actually build all the blocks. We need some merge block, piston, and a couple of gyroscopes. Now, do I have 2 gyroscopes on this yet? Or have I just got the one? Just the one. Okay, so I need another gyroscope as well. So this is going to be a little unwieldy. So we'll make sure we got a double gyro setup. Let's say we've got enough for the door. Yep, got enough for the door. And unlocking new blocks is always nice. Next up is merge blocks. I can use the small ones, they're cheaper. And I've definitely got enough for those, but we'll just going to build the bits up just to make sure I really do have enough for everything. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, so we're missing 2 motors and some small steel tubes. Have I got them in these? No. Okay. Are you selling any? Up from station. Up from station. That is where I am parked. Oh, they're on a 5.4% discount, so might as well buy a few. Motors? No. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Ah! I'm glad I checked this before I flew over to the asteroid. It would have been annoying to discover that I was short of things after I got there. So we need 2 motors. What else do we need for this? We need... I think I can get away without the hinges being built. So I should just need basic steel plate for them. What else do we need? I think that is it. Oh, we need to make sure we got the piston. So that needs to be built as well. That needs more motors. So I'm 4 motors short. So if I build the assembler, how much nickel do I have? Do I have enough to make a couple of motors? I think I might do. If I grab a rotor, some steel plate first. Big rotor. Then we'll create a little bit of a stalk. Still do it off the back here, I think. And then I'll put the little rotor head on here. And I'll get it to attach. Because I think that's probably going to be the easiest way for me to get a large grid attached to this. Since building a large grid connector is a little bit beyond my resources. I'm going to make sure I don't bump it. Right, correct side. I don't know which way's up on this thing. Oh yeah, I'm at the correct side. That should be close enough. Then attach. Okay, and rotor lock. Then assembler. Can I build a proper assembler? I've got metal grids. Is there any advantage to it right now? No. Okay. New basic assembler. So what I need to grab is the iron and the nickel. We'll see how much I need for the remaining 3 motors. More iron, but I have enough nickel. Alright, let's disassemble some iron containing stuff. Cool. Alright, motors sorted. That means we should be good to do this thing. Alright, I've arrived at the asteroid. Now in my testing of making sure this method at least works, even if I didn't test all of the nuances of it, I did find that I needed to have a static grid, oops, crunch, to begin this with, which is why I wanted to come over here to the asteroid. It's relatively close to the station. There was one that was closer, but I was already under speed heading to this one, so I didn't bother stopping at it. I am going to probably have to return here because the thing that I'm doing does not persist across saves. So when I save and reload the game, I have to do it again. So let's just create a GPS speed station. What we're going to begin with is a couple of armor cubes just to set us up with a base. Nicely embedded in the voxel. And we have to do this weirdness. A pair of hinges. Grind off parts from both of them. Add a small one to this one. And then we'll go across, 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 and one more. And then down. Grab another hinge, but this one is going to be a 3x3. Align it like that so that it's aligned to the same as the existing hinge. Attach the detached hinge to the hinge part of the already attached hinge part on the other hinge. So what you've got is 2 hinges attached to one part, which makes me wonder if I could use this as a weird conveyor system with a Y-shaped T connector. So I think that could be cool. We can now remove all this junk. This doesn't need to be here. Then we'll rotor lock this so that it doesn't move around. Hinge lock on. And we go up. Then we need merge block. And then we need some method of propulsion that's a bit more efficient than my ion thrusters on this. And the method we're going to use is pushing a piston into a door. So build a line of blocks like this. In fact, I'm going to build that closer to the center of mass. So the closer it is to the center of mass, the better control we're going to have with this. So this whole setup over here is entirely to allow us to get the ability to exceed the 100 meters per second speed limit. So I could just use this and then just use my thrusters and I'd be able to go faster. But if I want to be able to do that and actually get up to speed without it taking 3 years, I'm going to need to use a thing I almost never use, which is a clang drive. Because it feels cheesy, but I think in this instance, it feels semi-justified to me, maybe. So the principle of this is that with I need some material plate. With a door here, and a piston set up above it, like so, the piston can push into the closed door. And that creates a phantom force, which is going to propel our ship forward. And fairly controllably. Let's build up these bits. The door, piston. Then we need the last bit, which is the merge block on the back, so that we can merge down to that thing and get the speed boost. Okay, that's all built. I'm going to close this door. Now, before I get the speed boost, I want to demonstrate this method of propulsion. It's quite an old one. The first time I came across this was when I was doing the Earth to Mars speedrun, and someone submitted a clang drive version of doing Earth to Mars and getting there in under an hour. And I was like, well, I think that wins. And this was how they did it. This method's been around longer than that. I found some Reddit posts from like 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, that was my first exposure to it. So, piston, maximum distance. I think we can go to 1.2 because we've got 2 blocks there. Set the velocity to max, set the minimum distance to 1 so it doesn't retract too far when we retract it. Then we grab one of our gyroscopes and set it to just a little bit less than 100% and override controls. What this is going to do is stabilize the ship so it doesn't want to turn, and it's going to resist all movements. It's basically like having braking force. By having it slightly less than full power, my other gyroscope, which is my manually controlled one, can overpower it, but it should stabilize all of the weird phantom forces that I'm about to generate. Then we're going to grab our piston and set it to reverse. So I can still move this around. It's a bit more difficult than before because that second gyroscope is creating braking forces. But if I decide I want to go fast, and 3, 2, 1, I should probably turn off my dampers. I can go fast. And then I can reverse the piston, stop providing acceleration, and I can use my dampness to slow myself down. And I'm already 1.4 k's away from there, so I'm going to use this drive to slow me down. You'll see why I want this in a second, and its ability to go much, much faster than my little ion thrusters can. Because I need this acceleration if I'm going to get up to the high speeds that I'm going to be able to. Oh, turn around. So I think I can make this look a bit more nice if I keep this propulsion system later. Oh, I know what I need. I need this control on my hopper. There we go. So I only turn it on when I reverse the piston. I could probably create a timer block and have both of those triggered at the same time, which would make even more sense. Might set that up if I've got enough computers. So the next thing to do is to merge block this down and then show just how fast I can go. Where shall I put this? It's just on the side, it'll do. Cool. Alright, merge block's ready. Let's do this thing, and hopefully I have done all the steps right. I've never done this in survival before, so not supremely confident. There we go. And set up that time block. We want reverse on the piston and toggle on off on that. Now if we remove this merge block, I think it needs to be disconnected like that. I should now be able to go a little bit faster. Let's test this out. 3, let's put the timer block on the hopper. Trigger now. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. We've cranked 100 meters a second and 200. I think it'll cap out at about 1 kilometer a second. So this should allow me to do some hauling contracts in a semi-awkward fashion, but nevertheless, it's still going to allow me to do them. Oh, might slow down. I'm almost... I'm a little terrified that I'm going to run into things with this. This is not how I normally play Space Engineers. This feels a bit silly, but, you know, gotta try new things when you have the chance, eh? Let's turn the dampers back on. What help that gives me. Yeah, I'm... It's going to make the midway journey a lot quicker, but man, slowing down is going to be tricky. Also, pretty sure this will be enough thrust to get me out of, or enough force to get me out of gravity well if I end up in it. So, time to pick up a hauling mission. Yeah! Let's see if we can make some more money. Most of the time when I'm playing Space Engineers, I really don't like doing things like this because it feels out of the spirit of survival. But in this instance, I feel okay about it because you can't do the hauling contracts without a jump drive. Why would you do hauling contracts once you've got a jump drive? You want to do the more difficult ones like Escort or whatever. Hauling contracts should be able to be completed with a regular ship, I would think. It seems silly to make someone have one of the most advanced blocks in the game before you can even do a hauling contract. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this. Let's have a bit of fun with it. All right, contracts. Please tell me there's a hauling contract. Yay! What? It's fine. 107 kilometers. Probably good to do a short one anyway. I think I know which station that's to. That's the one I was just at before. Alright, where are we? Deliver package here. Yes. It is indeed that one. Okay. And launch. Just going to go straight there. Because I really don't think the gravity is going to be much of a problem. That's 300. 400. 500. 600. I am so going to smash into an asteroid. 700. We should keep going. There's still more speed to go. I think it caps out about just over 1 kilometer a second. There we go. And top speed achieved. Nice. And I have to make sure I can slow down the other end. I just realized a thing I do in the editing a lot of the time for these sorts of journeys is I set it to be about 10 times faster than it is. And that's about what I'm doing. So this is time lapse. Immediate time lapse. I am not complaining. I am possibly a little on the struggling side on power though, so let's turn off the thrusters. Turn off the dampeners at least. So I don't think they're doing much anyway. Oh. Instantly out of range of my unknown signal. I don't think I'm going to be able to hit that directly on, so let's... Whoa! Try and turn around. Oh. Did I lose my piston head? I think I lost my piston head. That's another thing that can happen. If you lose the piston head, it stops working. There we go. Overshot just a touch. Definitely should have started slowing down before. I have overshot by... Am I going to have overshot by the entire distance that I traveled? I think I might almost do that. Or close to half of it. Whoops. Forgot I needed to add the add piston head thing to this. So this is sort of combining two bits of cheese at once. This isn't just the speed limit cheese, this is also the clang drive cheese. The clang drive cheese I'm gonna probably ditch as soon as I have thrusters, because I think the thrusters are more fun. But the speed limit glitch, I think I'll continue to use for hauling contracts and things until I can get a jump drive. Because why not? Another option I was considering instead of using this sort of exploit, it is kind of like an exploit sort of thing, was instead to just add a speed mod to allow me to reach at least the short distance hauling contracts. But when I remembered that I'd seen that this could be done, I was like, well, I think this might be more fun rather than adding a mod. Slow down, please. Something more reasonable. This has definitely been quicker because without doing it this way, I basically wouldn't have been able to get here. This one might have just barely been possible, but it would have been so difficult. Well, let's see if I can collide and wipe off most of this speed. Bonk. Yeah, that was pretty good. Even better. Let's deliver. Let's see if there's another hauling contract. Yay! 77,000 space credits. Please have a hauling contract for me. Oh, there we go. Okay, can I make that? Yeah, I can make that in that time, can't I? No, I can't. I can't do that in time. Because that'd be that'd take me just shy of 4,000 seconds because my top speed is 1 kilometer per second. And 35 minutes only gives me 2,100 seconds. So I cannot do that one. Oh, poo. Okay, this is good. This is kind of like this is giving me an in-between. There are hauling contracts I can't do, and there are ones I can. So I'm going to have to be careful. I'm kind of happy that it's not just given me perfect able to do them all. Guess I'll do a couple of searches here before I head back to my main place. Yeah, why not? I can get to and from them quickly now. See if I've gotten a new hauling contract by the time I get back from these. Oh, actually, I got a better idea. I should go to the moon. Because the moon has stations that you can usually find. I'll do these 2 missions, then I'm going to head to the moon. See if I can find some other stations. And that's that one done. Let's go to the next. On hauling contract that I can actually do. Please? Please, please, please. Ooh, is that doable? Okay, I gotta figure out what my maximum is in so I can't do maths quickly sometimes. That's not doable either. That needs just over half an hour. That's... Yeah, maybe... I may not be able to do any of these longer distance ones. I was so hopeful, but yeah. The furthest I can get, even if I get to full speed basically instantly, is 1,500 kilometers in 25 minutes. So that one's not doable either. Okay. All right, let's go to the moon and see if I can find a few stations that are more closely packed together, because that's going to be helpful. One of the big upshots of the moons, like the moon, Europa, and Titan, is that because they've got such small gravity wells, you can actually see the surface bases at the same time as you can see the orbital ones, which means there are more within a certain volume. Also, because the orbital ones are in a smaller volume, they're easy to find too. So I'm hoping that that means I can just come across some new stations this way that are hopefully not too far away, and if I can move between a few that are nearby that might have different items for sale rather than a ship station and a regular station, because the moment that regular station that sells the parts, the one that I started at, it's kind of the only place I can buy stuff. And so I sort of need to find another place that I can go to relatively quickly, and it'd be nice if I could find a couple around the moon, because then I can kind of shop between them, looking for better contracts, looking for better components, that sort of thing. I'm gonna have to be careful that I don't actually fly straight at the moon. Treat it like an asteroid, make sure I'm flying past just in case I can't slow down again. Because I don't have a distance readout. Whoa! Oh, there goes my piston head. Happens every now and then. Passing the asteroids like this feels really strange for me, because I've never really played with speed mods. Anything more than about 250 meters a second I've never really played with, because I tend to run into things. So I want those collisions to be as detailed as they can be. Alright, might be time to start slowing down. Oh, doesn't like it when I turn, it seems. Oh, yep, there's the station. GPS at the closest, just because I'm definitely going to overshoot this by a long distance. Now for some cruising. Do we find some more? Oh, I spotted my first Mayday. I'm definitely not doing anything with it. That's the first one I've seen. Wow. This has not worked out to be quite the boon to my hauling business as I was expecting it to be. So I just hadn't actually done the maths on 1 kilometer per second and how far that actually let me get. I pretty much need to have the hauling contracts be in the just couple of 100-kilometer range to make this feasible, especially with the time it takes me to slow down. But it's gotten me to the moon quicker, so that's nice. I'm so disappointed I only saw one station, but at least I saw one station. Would have been a lot. It could have been worse. Oh, that always feels unsettling. Even though I know it's fine, it feels really unsettling. Okay, this looks like it could be a ship's trader as well. It's that same sort of station. Find out though. What we got in the store? Nope, it's components. Excellent. Got some thruster components. I've got some cash. I can buy some. Let's check on the contracts. Have we got any hauling contracts I can do? No. I was really hoping that was going to be how I would get a decent amount of money. So disappointing. Now, I should probably, with my GPSs for these, come up with a new naming. Because I don't really care what these codes are, but they are sort of useful. But what I really want is possibly to sort them by where they are first. So maybe it's like Earth orbit dash CLSH dash components. And this way I'll also... That way I can sort of look through the list and see exactly where the other ones are. So yeah, that should make it a bit easier for me to switch on and off which GPSs I want to look for. Okay, so hauling contracts are maybe sometimes I'll be able to do them. At the moment, search contracts are still my primary source of income. What other ones? I really don't see myself being able to do repair contracts until I can go after some sort of facility. Which... yeah, that's probably not going to be the unidentified signals and the Factorum stuff without having some sort of fighter. Doing that just with my grinder and a survival kit set somewhere out just sounds like not a lot of fun. Probably very doable, but not a fun way to do it, so I'm not going to do that. Escort contracts I don't think I'm ready for yet. But as I said, I could try doing one of the... Could try a cheaper escort mission once I build a survival kit. Yeah. See whether I'm just up against like some small grid drones. And if I am, I can just hack them with my grinder. That's not too bad. I could buy myself a rifle and try and give myself some ranged attack as well, but I think mostly to be taken on with my grinder. Yeah, that's what I might do next. I can probably set myself up with a survival kit here and then go do that. Okay, so for survival kit, I'm going to start turning this ship into quite the abomination. So I'm just going to have to slap it on. All right, let's try. Oh, why? I was spamming the spamming the button for the block. Going, why isn't this working? Is this just like my welder? Is it just off my screen? No, you're in a safe zone. Can't build in a safe zone. Get out of the safe zone. Survival kit. Where is it not going to get cooked by any thruster? I'm going to have to redo this whole design, I think. Because I do want to have the survival kit piped up eventually. I'll just start with something that's going to work for now, but will at least give me a respawn. And there goes my welder. There we go. Back. Got the medical components out, which I put in one of these seats. I think this one. There's one of them. Where are the other two? Ah, there. Excellent. Okay. Now that I've got that, let's pop some of these bits in it because they can go in it. And then I'm going to go see what sort of stuff you have to fight with one of these missions, I suppose. I'll drop... Yeah. I'm going to drop anything that's even slightly has value. Do I have another welder somewhere? Did I... I think I scrapped down my other welder. I might need to do a quick respawn just to get myself some tools. Although, that feels super cheesy. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go see if I can buy myself one. I'm not gonna... I know I've used the cheese today and I've had enough of cheese. I don't need to have cheese sweats from all the cheese. I'm going to go inside and see if I can buy one. I'm not just going to respawn with tools. In fact, oh, yeah, I should turn respawn with tools off. Yeah, I'll do that. Right, store, what do you got for me? You got a welder? I got enough. Oh, an enhanced welder's not expensive. I'll just buy one. And I'll deposit my money. 8962. There we go. Got a grinder and a welder. I'll buy myself an enhanced grinder, but I don't really... yeah, actually I will buy myself an enhanced grinder. Because I might end up capturing something useful that having an enhanced grinder would be useful for. In fact, I'm going to use that enhanced grinder now. Yeah. I'm also going to buy as many of these as I can afford. So I can get some more thrusters. So I can get rid of the silly extra thruster thing. Oh, 7 more. Yeah. What? Yeah. There we go. Sweet. 7 more thrusters is awesome. Put these things away where I can fit them. Thruster components and grinder. And character tools. And I'm going to do a quick... my speed boosty thing's going to go away if I do this. Oh well. I have to make a fresh one. Spawn with tools off. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to respawn here if anything goes wrong. I've got just a couple of grand's worth of tools on me. And let's go have a look at how much these escort contracts actually throw at me in terms of combat. Because it'd be nice to get a bit of an idea anyway. So this is kind of a combination of research and maybe I'll get lucky. Just checking hauling again. So escort. Let's go with this one, I guess. Is it a bit closer? Yeah, it's a bit closer. So, report to our cargo ship and keep it safe. Let them know we mean business. You'll be rewarded based on your performance. All right, so the rep fail penalty is 7. If I go to my factions, I'm clang shipping, am I? Yeah. So clang shipping. Ooh, why is my reputation low with some of these? Are the Royal Settlers not like the... What? These other ones? I thought only the Space Pirates cared. Yeah, my rep is already low with these guys. Bit of a worry, but I think I can still handle losing one of these. Only a fail penalty of 7. Let's go. Yes. Let's Hydro Man my way to victory. I'm so gonna die. Escort this ship. Hello? You gonna go? Does it expect me to show up in a ship? Might have to fly my little ship over here. Might. Fly this closer for a moment then. Trigger the thing and hopefully it triggers itself at the other end. Oh, actually, I need to get more hydrogen before I do this. I wonder if I can pipe these up in any way. Oh, yeah, that should be fairly easy. Onto the engine. Ah, jeez. Why is there always something else? Always something. So if I go from there to there. I should now be able to go to this and get hydrogen. Yeah, and my health back. That's probably a good idea. Almost left on 70 health. Oh, it's leaving. It's left. In case I need to come back. Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, it's already 2 kilometers out. Whoops. I also did not buy a rifle and am just grinding my way through this. My hope is, even if I don't survive this, well, when I don't survive this, then maybe I'll have gotten myself some valuable materials out of it, out of whatever attacks. Maybe I'll manage to steal a few opponents. Oh, 3 enemy signals. Oh yeah, there are drones here. Come here, drone. Ow. Ow! Oh. Wow. I died quick. That was a bit nuts. That probably wouldn't have been as bad if I'd actually stayed with the ship. At least I know now that it just takes time to go off and I don't actually need to bring a ship. Oh. Everything just blew up. I don't think there's any scrap to collect there. Oh, there's literal scrap. Oh. No, it's owned by Clang Shipping. That'll be piracy. I think that would count as piracy, taking that, so... That fully intact gyroscope. Okay. I definitely need to have something that's got a decent number of guns to take on these escort missions. That is good to know. That is very good to know. Okay. Well, next time, I think I know what I'm up for. It's more hauling missions, more search missions, and hopefully being able to buy one of those little ships so that I can attempt one of these escort missions with one of the bought ships. Or maybe modifying one of the bought ships as well. Seeing if I can make it a bit better equipped with stuff like turrets and things like that. There's all that and plenty more to come, and I will see you then.